I do want to start though that we had a very sad day this morning because first of all, when my wife went to do her yoga in the garage, there was a raccoon just laying down kind of like our dog does, just on the what is that stuff? Granite, the crushed granite that we have, and just like laying there. And so first thing I heard was a scream that there is a wild animal in our backyard. So the thing's just sitting there. It's like literally just lying down sleeping, and it really did appear like our dog. It almost seemed so cute. You wanted to go up and pet it. And then, as it turned out, it was injured, wouldn't move, and our Raydell, who is besides my suspicions that that's Michelle's new boyfriend. He does our gardening, and he comes in. He says, "Yeah, it's injured. It's hurt," and he put it in one of the big garbage cans and brought it to the front and put it kind of on the front lawn because you're not allowed to catch wild animals in Los Angeles when they're in your yard. And it was very sad. He was kind of like breathing, labored breathing, and I had to go somewhere, and I came back, and his soul was no longer with him. And there's something very sad about it, right? This is a beautiful animal that exists in the world, and something happened to him, and he's no more. So we're waiting for the animal people to come and pick him up from our front yard. Anyways, that's sad. That was something that has been kind of on my mind all day. But what I thought we could, and maybe there is something to that when it comes to what I wanted to kind of discuss for our spiritual mindfulness teaching today. The Torah portion Toldot, which incidentally is, I think it's a Cantor's Torah portion because it's both Yonah Klieger and Cantor Weiss's, Lizzie Weiss's Torah portion. The Weisses liked it because they're triplets and it's about twins. But at the very beginning of the Torah portion, Rebecca is, she's in a lot of pain. And she says, Imzeh lama anochi, which is, if this is so, why am I? Kind of like, if life is going to be this painful, why do I exist? And I've been thinking a lot about that today, about the idea that part of life is living with pain, whether it's physical pain, which many of us have experienced, kind of like chronic pain. And I must admit that there have been a couple of times in the last 30 years where my back has hurt so much that I remember one year when this Torah portion came up and my back was killing me. I read that line and I'm like, I understand. If it hurts this much just to live, why do I exist? And I think that it's very easy to get caught up in the difficulties, the pains, the upset, how tough life can be sometimes, that it doesn't go smoothly all the time, that there's a lot of difficult moments that we have to live through in our lives. And that we could reach the point where we say, if this is what life's about, why do I exist? Why am I putting up with life when it's so hard and it's so difficult? And I would imagine that many of us have been there at some point in our lives to say, wow, this is a lot more difficult than I bargained for. And I think maybe Rebecca would have benefited from some kind of mindfulness meditation, right? Because indeed, when things get like that, when things are so bad and they're so difficult, if we did just take the time to notice how we're feeling and explore where that feeling might come from, then we might be able to navigate our way through the difficult times a little bit easier without ever asking that question, if it's so bad like this, why do I exist? And the mindfulness, at least for me, the noticing and asking the question, why am I feeling that, is so important for allowing us to get through difficult times, because I would imagine that there are many times where things are bad, you're just giving up. And if you sat and said, okay, why is this? Why is it that this particular thing? Now, when we're talking about chronic pain in your body, that may be a little bit different. But if we're talking about the pain we feel from events happening, the pain we feel from someone hurting us, or the general angst pain, or that trance of unworthiness, all of that is inside of us. And if we just notice how we're feeling about these things, those are the kinds of things you could notice and say, okay, I understand that that's why I'm feeling this. But it doesn't have to always be that way. And life isn't only this, which I think is the last point that I would make. I don't know if I've told this story, but I think it was not this past December, but the December before, when I was in the midst of the Institute for Jewish Spirituality retreat. It was right after I'd hurt my back. I was actually going in for back surgery in February. And we were at this retreat in December, and at that retreat we would do 2.5 hours of meditation, and then we would do about 1.5 hours of yoga. And when I would get to the yoga, I was so afraid of it hurting my back to do the yoga that as I was doing it, all I was thinking about was protect myself, protect myself. I'm bad at doing this because I have this back, and this back is taking over everything. And I wasn't putting a whole heart or whole force into doing the yoga, because all I was that injury. And I couldn't see beyond that, or that I'd have the ability to do anything else. And there was a teaching that came one day while I was there. It was actually in the morning on the second day. And I think it might have been Jonathan Slater who said this, Rabbi Jonathan Slater, who was the director of the program. And he said, physical pain, emotional pain, that's just one small aspect of what makes us a human being. And that what makes us who we are, is everything that we are. And only one small part of that is the pain in my back. The pain in my back is not me. It's just pain from a disc. I mean, I even know where the pain comes from. But that isn't all of who I am. I still can do so many other things, even though having that pain in my back might keep me from doing everything that I want to do. It's just one part of who I am. It's not all of who I am. And once I discovered that and thought about that, it kind of opened everything up to me. And I was like, well, I don't have to let that pain control all of me. It's not, if this is so, why do I exist? It's, if this is so, let's keep it where it is, and not think that it's everything that I am. And I think what happens a lot, and I know this from personal experience, is I'll start to feel something, it becomes all-encompassing, and I don't separate myself as a whole human being from this small part that either hurts or upsets or whatever it does for you. And I think as a teaching, it's been incredibly helpful. And I don't even think it's compartmentalizing. I think it's just understanding that a whole human being, and interestingly, we ask for that wholeness on Thursdays. A whole human being means I am made up of so many different aspects. Some are better than others. Some might be downright bad for me and the way I am around others, but none of those things is all of me. I'm made up of all of those things separately that come together to make me who I am. But I'm not any one of those things uniquely. So with all of that in mind, let's get ourselves ready for our meditation today. And it's Tuesday, so we ask for blessing and safety once again. We asked for that yesterday, but it's never bad to ask for safety and continually ask for it. So we get ourselves in a position to meditate. Let's just remember we're not trying to breathe in any specific way. We just let the breath happen. Let it happen and allow things just to be as they are for now. That's our goal, to be in the present, to just notice, not to judge, and to do this with love and compassion, to do it all with chesed. Emet v'chesed, truth and loving kindness. We seek the truth through noticing. And when it takes us away from our intended goal right now, we bring ourselves back in chesed. Or if we find a truth that's disturbing to us about ourselves, we need to have a little love and kindness towards ourselves as well. We're just concentrating on our breath coming in and out of our body. The way our stomach grows and shrinks. The way it fills with air and is released from air. So as we approach our last 4 or 5 minutes together, let's move to our ending section. We ask for 2 feelings today. We ask, may I feel blessed, and may I feel safe. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. I'm safer that a raccoon isn't in our backyard. But do I feel safe? I ask for that feeling of safety, of blessing. Perhaps going back to the beginning, if we ask that question, if life is like this, if it is so, why do I exist? Perhaps that's an opportunity for us to think about the blessings we actually do have in our lives. That when we say, if life is like this, then we have to consider all aspects of our lives, not just that moment and what's bothering us at that time. So we add, may I feel blessed, so that we can awaken to the blessings that we have in our lives. May I feel safe. We ask for the feeling of safety amidst all that's going on, not just to be safe, but to feel it. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed. May I feel blessed and safe. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. And if you can, say it out loud. Say it with each breath. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed and safe. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. Hopefully, as we say it to ourselves, that feeling of being blessed and that feeling of safety comes to the forefront. And we take our last minute or so just to connect one more time with our breath, with now. Notice how your body is feeling. Notice how your mind is feeling, or your heart is feeling, and the emotions that are inside of you. If you need to keep offering yourself those feelings, please do so. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that in the time we had together you were able to find stillness and peace. May you feel blessed. May you feel safe. And may you have a beautiful evening.